Shalom, and welcome to Yasar Torah, the upright way. We uncover the eternal truths of the Torah, the prophets, and the teachings of Yahushua, guiding you to walk in obedience to Yah's commandments. Let's journey together on the path of righteousness. Make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. What if I told you that modern Christianity has strayed from the original path of truth, a path Yah himself commanded us to follow, a path that leads to righteousness, peace, and life? Have you ever wondered why modern Christianity seems so far removed from the commandments of the Bible? Why churches celebrate Christmas and Easter, practices not found anywhere in Scripture, and neglect Yah's Sabbath day? Today, we are returning to the ancient paths, the eternal way laid out in the Torah. Jeremiah 6:16 tells us, "Thus says Yah, stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where the good way is, and walk in it. Then you will find rest for your souls." Stay with me as we uncover how Christianity abandoned these ancient paths, replaced truth with pagan traditions, and how you can return to Yah's eternal ways. Welcome to Yasar Torah. This is the place where we uncover Yah's truth and challenge man-made traditions that have led many astray. Today, we're going to explore a critical question. Have we left Yah's ancient path? And if so, how do we return to it? We'll draw directly from the Torah, the writings of the prophets, and even Yahushua's teachings. By the end of this teaching, you'll understand why the Torah, the instructions of Yah, is the foundation of truth, and why we must reject the pagan influences that have crept into modern Christianity. Psalm 119:105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." Let's begin with the foundation. What is the ancient path? The Torah, Yah's commandments, is the roadmap to walking in truth. Psalm 119:142 declares, "Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is truth." Yah gave Israel his commandments through Moses in Exodus 20. These are not just rules, but the foundation of his covenant with all humanity. Yet today, many claim the Torah is done away with. But is that true? In Matthew 5:17-19, Yahushua, our teacher and Yah's word, clearly says, "Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For assuredly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass from the law till all is fulfilled." 19. Whoever therefore breaks one of the least of these commandments, and teaches men so, shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Yahushua came to uphold the Torah, not abolish it. So, why has Christianity left this path? Let's start with this truth. Yah's Torah, his instructions, are eternal. They were not just for Israel, they are for anyone who chooses to follow Yah. Yah himself says, Deuteronomy 4:2, "You shall not add to the word which I command you, nor take from it, that you may keep the commandments of Yah your Elohim, which I command you." The Torah defines Yah's expectations. It's the standard for righteousness, and it never changes. See the words of Psalm 119:160. "The entirety of your word is truth, and every one of your righteous judgments endures forever." Even Yahushua, the Lamb of Yah, confirmed the Torah's eternal nature. He said clearly, Matthew 5:17, "Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete it." But here's the problem. Modern Christianity has left the ancient path set by the Most High Elohim. Instead of walking in obedience to his Torah, they have adopted man-made traditions rooted in paganism. Listen to the warning in Deuteronomy 12:30-32. "Do not inquire after their gods, saying, 'How did these nations serve their gods? I will do likewise.' You shall not worship the Most High Elohim in that way." Yet, despite this clear command, Christianity has blended the worship of the Most High Elohim with practices that he explicitly forbids. Let's examine two major examples: Sunday worship and pagan festivals like Christmas and Easter. The Most High Elohim commanded his people to honor the seventh day as the Sabbath, a perpetual sign of his covenant. Exodus 28-11 says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High Elohim." But modern Christianity shifted the Sabbath to Sunday. Why? This practice originates from sun worship during the Roman Empire, a direct violation of the Most High's instructions. Rather than aligning with Yah's eternal word, many follow traditions established by men. Let's turn to Christmas and Easter. Ask yourself, are these celebrations found in the Torah? The answer is no. These festivals are rooted in ancient pagan traditions, not the commandments of the Most High. Christmas has its origins in Saturnalia, a Roman festival honoring false gods. Easter stems from the worship of Ishtar, the so-called goddess of fertility. The Most High Elohim has said, "You shall have no other gods before me." Exodus 23. It's time to return to the ancient path. The Most High Elohim calls us to worship him in spirit and truth, not according to the ways of the nations. Let's reject these man-made traditions and stand firm in obedience to his Torah. For the Most High says in Jeremiah 6:16, "Stand at the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient paths where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls." The choice is ours. Will we follow man-made traditions or the everlasting word of the Most High Elohim? If we claim to follow Yahushua, we must walk as he walked. Yahushua, the Word made flesh, lived a life of perfect obedience to the Torah, the instructions of the Most High Elohim. 1 John 2:6 tells us, "He who says he abides in him ought himself also to walk just as he walked." But what does it mean to walk as Yahushua walked? It means living in alignment with the Torah, the eternal word of the Most High. Yahushua upheld every commandment and taught others to do the same. Yahushua rejected lawlessness and warned against it. In Matthew 7:21-23, he speaks these sobering words, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Master, Master,' shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness." Lawlessness is the breaking of Yah's commandments. And Yahushua made it clear, only those who do the will of his Father will inherit the kingdom. Yet today, many claim to follow Yahushua while rejecting the very commandments he lived by. They say the Torah is done away with, but Yahushua's own words tell us otherwise, as we have previously read in Matthew 5:17-19, that he did not come to abolish the law or the prophets, but to complete. Heaven and earth remain, and so does the Torah. Yahushua lived as an example for us, showing that obedience to the Father's commandments is the way to life. He didn't come to start a new religion or to nullify the Torah. He came to magnify it. Yahushua also warned us about the broad road that leads to destruction and the narrow way that leads to life. He said, "Many are called, but few are chosen." To walk as Yahushua walked means choosing the narrow way, even when it's unpopular, even when it goes against man-made traditions. So how do we walk as Yahushua walked? By aligning our lives with the commandments of the Most High Elohim. Yahushua honored the Sabbath, kept the feasts, and rejected anything contrary to the Torah. He lived in complete obedience to his Father's will, and he calls us to do the same. If we claim to abide in him, we must walk as he walked, not in lawlessness, but in obedience. Remember Yahushua's warning in Matthew 7:21, "Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness." Lawlessness is not just rebellion, it's a rejection of the Most High's eternal instructions. Yahushua didn't reject the Torah, he upheld it, and he expects us to do the same. To follow Yahushua is to follow the Torah. It's to live a life set apart, holy, and obedient to the Father's will. As 1 John 5:3 reminds us, "For this is the love of Elohim, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome." The choice is ours, to follow the traditions of men, or to walk in the eternal truth of the Most High Elohim. The way to life is narrow, but it is the only way to abide in him forever. The path is clear. If we love Yahushua, we will keep his commandments. If we claim to follow him, we will walk as he walked. The Most High is calling his people back to the ancient paths, to return to the truth of his Torah. For too long, we've been led astray by man-made traditions and pagan practices. But now is the time to hear Yah's voice and respond. As Yahushua said in John 14:15, "If you love me, keep my commandments." True worship isn't about following our own ways. It's about walking in obedience to the Most High Elohim. It's about surrendering our will and embracing his eternal word. The psalmist reminds us in Psalm 119:105, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." But how often do we stray from this light? How often do we allow false traditions to cloud our understanding of Yah's truth? Yah's word has always been our guide, but many have replaced it with customs that lead to darkness instead of light. Now is the time to reject these traditions. Yah never called his people to celebrate festivals rooted in paganism. He gave us his appointed times, his holy days, to draw us closer to him. The Torah is not a burden, it's a blessing, a guide for living in alignment with the will of the Most High Elohim. It's the path Yahushua walked, and it's the path he calls us to walk as well. The ancient paths are narrow. Yahushua warned us, "Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction." The way to life requires us to let go of everything that does not align with Yah's commandments. Returning to the ancient paths means seeking Yah's truth with an open heart. It means letting his word shape our lives, not the traditions of men. Yah is calling you to make a choice. Will you continue down the broad road of false traditions, or will you walk the narrow path of obedience? The Most High is patient, but he is also just. Now is the time to return to his ways. Now is the time to embrace his Torah as the foundation of our lives. As Yahushua showed us, love for the Father is expressed through obedience to his commandments. Thank you for joining us today on Yasar Torah. Together, we are uncovering the truth, one teaching at a time. If this message has blessed you, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Let's walk this journey back to Yah's ancient paths together. Let's restore the truth and live in obedience to the Most High Elohim. As the psalmist declared in Psalm 119:105, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." The time to return is now. The choice is yours. Will you follow the ancient paths? Shalom, and may the Most High Elohim guide you as you seek his truth. See you next time on Yasar Torah.